Y'all, let's get into this. Day26 has just exposed Diddy for human sacrifice. And they say they have emails proving it. Yes, you heard it right. Human sacrifice. Y'all, let's get into this because there are allegations of human sacrifice, but they're also throwing shade at other victims for wanting money instead of an apology that, by the way, they never got. Y'all, let's get into this because this story has more twists and turns than a soap opera. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the human sacrifice that Day26 is directly linking Diddy to. This is directly from Hot 97. They say members of Day26, as Robert Curry, Brian Angel, Willie Taylor, Quinell Mosley, Q, and Michael McColney recently revealed a shocking email from their former mentor, Sean Diddy Combs. Now, if you guys don't know about who Day26 is, they rose to fame during Diddy's The Making of the Band era, right? They said the revelation, they shared the reactions to the message, which allegedly referenced human sacrifices, and the revelation left them shaken and confused, sparking speculation about the pressures within the music industry. Now, clearly, they ain't take the human sacrifice because, let me stop making jokes. All right. But anyway, they said the email's cryptic nature only deepened their unease, while its exact wording remains unclear because, of course, with all this, they wouldn't tell us exactly what was in it, even though they might actually be called to actually testify during Diddy's criminal trial. Maybe that's why they're not making it known to everybody, okay? The group's emotional response underscores its unsettling implications. For years, Day26 viewed Diddy as both a mentor and a father figure. Now they're left questioning the intent behind his words. Okay, let's get into this, right? They said in interviews, the members described the moment they read the email. Their initial shock gave way to fear, confusion, and a sense of betrayal. Some admitted they cried, struggling to grasp why someone they admired would send such a message. Again, they won't tell us exactly what's in the message. I'm guessing Diddy was like, yo, we need human sacrifices. Day26 ain't charting. Let's get them in here and see we can get Cassie, or who was around then, Dirty Money's numbers popping. I think that's probably what it was. Because why else would you have fear, shock, and betrayal unless somebody was like, "We're gonna have a 5-course dinner, and you're the appetizer, and we're gonna end with you for dessert." Anyway, right? But they said that their loyalty to Diddy had been tested multiple times. They said this email with its chilling references seemed to be the final straw. Though its true meaning remains unknown, it forced Day26 to confront the realities of their past, the weight of the industry, and the cost of fame and sacrifices, both literal and metaphorical, they made along the way. Okay, so let me just say this, right? Because I believe it. I believe at this time, Diddy was trying to sacrifice somebody on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. I 100% believe it, right? And this does add fuel to the conspiracy about what was going on. Diddy and his orgies was that energy harvesting. And here's the funny thing. You don't have to believe in witchcraft, in summoning demons, the occult, in order for the person doing that crazy stuff to actually do it, right? You don't have to believe that sacrificing chickens and goats in your basement can somehow put a hex on someone. The point is the person doing it actually thinks it works. So I believe that Diddy would do something like this. However, let's talk about the criticism, because you say this about Diddy, and this makes me think Diddy has some type of Bengali hold over people's minds, because you say this about Diddy, but then in the other breath, you're criticizing how others are seeking justice or monetary compensation and you somehow are saying you guys are the only real victims because you want an apology. Listen to this. I found this is actually a short out of Vlad TV, but just listen to what they're saying. It's very heartbreaking, but when they get to the end, I'm like, really? Listen.
None of them are innocent. I'm not here to expose anybody, but none of them are innocent, man. Like, none of them are innocent. Y'all all coming after this man for millions of dollars when y'all were a part of it as well. Y'all were down too. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair to him. It's not fair. Fair to me.
Is it not fair to people that with actual story that actually been affected by that? Because then it make everybody seem like they just try out to get something or, whatever, opposed to it being.
Pause. Dame Dash, pause. I'm confused because you guys are now coming out years later after y'all tried to enjoy everything but didn't get anything on the back end. Now, I'm not saying they're not victims, and I'm not saying that clearly they're in this interview crying as a group. So something Diddy did, and maybe it was that email when they were like, yo, what's for dinner? And he was like, I'll give you 5 guesses. But at the end of the day, you're trying to say that because people were with Diddy and seem like they enjoying themselves and they can't be real victims, but were y'all not out there kikiing and enjoying things with Diddy? But let's keep going.
And real people that went through real stuff,
Did you ever confront Diddy about this?
I kept trying to get in contact with him because all I wanted was an apology. All I kept saying, like, could you apologize? Like, could you just apologize for what I can't talk about right now? But I just wanted to apologize because something was wrong with me, man. Something was wrong. And like on your last Vlad interview, you could look at me and tell like something was wrong. Like I wasn't the enthused person. I wasn't cute. I looked like stressed.
I wasn't cute.
I was in a dark place.
Sorry.
Like you could tell like something was wrong. Like, I didn't mean to go there. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry.
This is real. And
so I'm confused.
We gotta take a break. Yeah, let's take a break.
So I'm confused because if they're saying that everybody else suing Diddy isn't real victims because they look like they were benefiting and enjoying themselves at one point, then aren't y'all undercutting your own argument? Because y'all look like y'all was enjoying it for a minute and y'all rode out with Diddy. And we all know, judging from all this emotion and that cannibal email, that you weren't down with Diddy's shenanigans. So why? I will say one thing that I find very, very interesting also is the fact that Diddy got everybody's minds twisted. I don't know if it was a certain personality type. You realize you can want to be compensated by money and also be a real victim. You realize that when it comes, whoever this is talking about, I just want an apology. Babes, he'll write you an apology. Back then, he didn't care. But he'll write an apology because at the end of the day, his words don't mean anything. He only cares about holding on to his money, Diddy's power, Diddy's respect. So you're talking about, no, I just want an apology. Does that make you a real victim or does it make you a dummy? And I don't mean to disrespect by calling. I'm not saying he's a dummy, but do you need to recognize the monster you're dealing with? Diddy doesn't care about that. An apology is not going to mean anything. He's just going to have his lawyer write it off. You saw the apology to Cassie. So now you're saying who's a victim and who's not a real victim. It's giving very, very hypocritical. But I want to ask you, right? Because this explores the larger thing about what's going on in the industry and others criticizing. Same victims of Diddy are now turning on each other, criticizing others for seeking justice or monetary compensation. But then you're demanding an apology as if that makes you somehow more noble. And not even that. What is it about the people around Diddy that they somehow think that asking for money isn't noble or actually won't hurt him? Because that's what Diddy's fighting over. That's why Diddy's sitting in federal jail now, because he didn't want to give up the money. He could do an apology. He could do a love song, but he wouldn't give up the money. So anyway, right? Also, but what do y'all think, okay? And also, I want to dive into y'all reactions, right? Are you sympathetic? I'm sympathetic, but I also think this is this weird double standard coming from the men around Diddy that Diddy preyed on or sent human sacrifice emails about, as it were, where you feel like the women that were victims of Diddy, because y'all saw them smiling or laughing or going on with it, then they're not really victims. Seems to be a lot of jealousy. I saw this in the Chopper interview with the Day26 interview. Maybe I'm reading this wrong, but it's like, what? Who are you to say what a real victim is? And just because they not sitting there breaking down in the tears? Anyway, Y'all listen, what do y'all think? Do you think Day26 is seeking justice? Or are they just upset that they didn't get the same payday that everybody else did? But instead of getting that apology, why don't you go and sue too? And make sure that apology is written in $100 bills, right? Again, the way they are dragging people for not being real victims, I don't know, y'all. I'm side-eyeing the whole situation, but I do wish them much healing. Again, everybody has their own journey, but it's weird when victims start side-eyeing other victims, when at the end of the day, you guys are all different sides of the same coin. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. What do y'all think? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.